Welcome back, everybody. So, what do we have here today? Today, what we're going to be talking about is what I would call your mid-size knife or companion size knife. And here, of course, you can see we've got three very popular models, which you've probably seen these make guest appearances on the channel before. So we're going to have the Mora Garberg, the Esee 4HM, and the Kabar Becker BK-16. Now, all of these knives, of course, are, pretty popular knife. The Esee 4HM probably isn't quite as popular as the regular Esee 4, but I don't know why. This one is so much better. But, a lot of people are going to be using these for, obviously, outdoors, blades, bushcraft, things of that nature. So I kind of thought we would just talk about that and use these just a little bit and see what some of the pluses and minuses are. So let's first go ahead and talk about specs a little bit here. So the Becker BK-16, that is going to have your 1095 Crovan steel, overall length. Actually, okay, at that part, all these guys, they're all going to be right around a 9-inch overall length with right around a 4.5-inch blade length. So they're all going to be similar in that respect. The Becker, like I said, it's 1095 Crovan. The Esee is just going to be regular 1095, and the Mora has a proprietary composition that is similar to 1095. So we're going to have a handle material. Let's see, what does Kabar call this? They always have such inventive names. It's eluding me right now. I think they call it a polymid or craton or I don't know, something like that. At any rate, fancy name for plastic. That's what it is plastic. On the Esee, we're gonna have some micarta, and on the Mora, again, plastic. So, and they're going to range in price, depending on where you get it, when, etc., etc. This one usually, the Becker's usually around 70 or so. The Garberg, depending on what sheath option you get, it's anywhere from 70 to 100, and the Esee is right around 100, plus or minus, of course. So, and one thing I guess we probably ought to speak about right off the bat and get out of the way is the warranty deal. I've never had any trouble out of any Beckers, but I've never had to warranty any of them either. Same with Mora. Same with Esee as well, but Esee does have the no questions asked warranty, so I really can't speak on which one has the better warranty because I've never really ran into that. So anyway, moving along. So the Becker, of course, it's going to have a full flat grind. The Esee's got a full flat grind, and the Mora has a Scandi grind. So a little bit of a difference there. The Mora also has a sharp spine on it, so you can use it, for ferro rods or shaving bark or fat wood or just regular wood to get the shavings to start your fire. You're not going to be able to do that with the other two models here. I mean, you might be able to scrape a little bark off if it's kind of loose bark, but most of the time you're just really not going to be able to do that with these. So and me personally, I'm kind of in between on, on using the knife for the ferro rod. I mean, I do, but I don't necessarily like to. You know, truth be told, I really just prefer to kind of carry one of these, which are outstanding scrapers for ferro rods, which you can also use just the same on the fat wood to get your shavings. So I mean, it doesn't bother me to carry that extra piece. I mean, it's pretty small, goes right along with the ferro rod pretty well. I mean, you're not incurring much extra weight on that. So moving along from that, so what have we got here? Let's kind of move some of these out of the way real quick like. And what we have here is a good old piece of fat wood, which you can see it's been hanging out a little bit on the outside there. And I mean, this isn't a super premium piece, but it's not a bad piece at all. So let's go ahead and get some of these things out, and let's see how they perform. So the Mora, you know, with the plastic handle, it does feel good, and no hot spotting really. So let's see what she can do. I think first off, let's just jump right into batoning this thing. That's what I think. Oh no, I forgot to grab my baton again. Man. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, there we go. Got the baton. That was really quick, wasn't it? Alright, so like I said, we're just going to go ahead and kick it right off with some batoning. We're going to go ahead and baton this thing in half and try to get it down, you know, to a little bit more usable size. I mean, of course, we can just, you know, straight shave whatever we want right off of it, but we want to test these things out just a little bit and see what happens. And you know, generally speaking, fat wood is usually a little bit harder than you know, your regular wood, so we'll see. Alright. Oh, just kind of busted a piece off. That's okay though. So, oh yeah, the smell. Oh, it smells so good. Too bad you guys can't smell through the video there, but you can see how it's kind of has that ambery kind of sappy look to it. I mean, that's what you're looking for in fat wood. So let's set this bigger piece aside for now, and we'll just work on this. So seem to have baton just fine. So now maybe I'll go ahead and baton this down just a little bit more here. Get it down to where it's just a little bit easier to mess with here. Okay, there we go, no problems there. Now we've got some good edges to go ahead and try and get some curls off of. And I'm not trying to feather this, of course, just to get some curls to light a fire if we wanted to, you know, get just kind of feeling the edge. And it is a little windy today, so hopefully that's not affecting the audio, and hopefully it won't blow away all of my curls here. So of course it's doing fine, as I expected it would. Grind is real easy to find. No problems there. Try all parts of the blade. And yet it is sharp all throughout it, of course. And all these knives are just the factory edge. I haven't tuned them up any. So we got us some shavings there. Now let's get our little bit of fluff here, because that's what we really want to light. And of course the sharp spine there is doing an excellent job of getting the little shavings off of there, which is, you know, like I said, what we want for the ferro rod. It's just those little shavings there. And of course this feels good, plenty comfortable. No hot spots or issues with it there. Okay, so now we've got that. So we'll set that piece aside there. Let's go ahead and get our ferro rod. Now I will go ahead and wipe off some of this fat wood here, because it does kind of gum up. So there's that. Now let's try this. And of course it's throwing, you know, like a flamethrower. There we go, look at that. So yeah, needless to say, the Mora Garberg, look at that wind. The Mora Garberg is going to be outstanding for fire prep, camp tasks, you know, woodworking, things of that nature. It's an excellent knife. So, and we didn't have any doubt that it wouldn't be. So let's leave that there. Let's move on to our next one, the Kabar Becker BK-16. So like I said, this is going to have the full flat grind with the drop point blade on it, and this knife has been used, you know, by bushcrafters for, well, ever since it, you know, came out. And it does have an excellent feel in the hand, with having the better ergonomics. I shouldn't say better, I should say more contoured ergonomics than the Garberg. The Garberg just having the palm swell. This is, like I said, highly contoured, but it is nice in the hand. And you can also get micarta handle scales for this BK-16 aftermarket, you know, from Becker, and, you know, even custom. So, you know, those, you can get those, but, you know, if you do, you're going to end up bringing the price of this knife up to about $100, you know, so it'd be on par with the Esee as far as that's concerned. So let's see what this BK-16 can do. Let's go ahead and take that Mora out of there. Grab our baton. I'm going to try to split this to where it leaves some left for the Esee. Of course, no trouble going through that. Oh my, look at that. From the outside, this looked like a subpar piece, but this is really good stuff. Here's our other piece. Really good fat wood here. So let's go back to our original piece here. So same thing, let's get a little feel for it. Not right there. So no trouble slicing on it. You know, it'll take it right off, and actually it feels like it slices better than that Mora. Actually, don't blow everything away, wind. Yeah, it feels to me like it is a little bit better slicer than the Mora. I mean, of course, that's everybody's gonna probably have a different opinion on that, you know, on which one slices better, but I mean, I can see why people would want to use this for bushcrafting. I mean, that feels just great, slicing through there like that, and it's easy to slice, super easy to slice. That's nice. I like that. Now, here's where this knife does not excel, and that is the ferro rod, but we're going to try it anyway and just see. Oh, I didn't even hold on, unfair advantage here. I didn't try to get any scraping, so let's see. You can see there, no go on the scrapings. So if we wanted shavings, we would have to get our other tool out. Which does a great job. At getting shavings. Push those all over here. Okay. Same thing, kind of wipe off a little bit of that fat wood there. And well, actually the Mora might have thrown better sparks. There we go. Whoa. Stuff's burning good. Get that thing out of there. I don't want to burn that thing down. That wind is crazy. So yeah, I feel like that was a much better slicer than the Mora. And of course, you always could sharpen that spine, which I may do, just to have it as an option. Not that I like to do it that way, but if I so chose, I would want that to be an option. Especially, you know, if that was going to be your only blade or only real tool, you know, that you strapped on your belt and just, you know, just went out for a little afternoon hike or what have you. So let's go ahead and let's go with our SE4 HM, which, you know, the HM stands for handle modification, so obviously this is not your regular SE handle. It's going to be more of the broomstick style of handle, but feels very good in hand. It, for me, and of course, you know, everybody's going to be different, but for me, that feels just great in hand. So let's go ahead, chop this down. Okay, right through those knots. You can see there had some knots going on, but of course it shaved right through it, no sweat. And we'll go back to our original piece here. And let's see how the Esee shaves and slices and all that. Like the Becker, it feels great. Really nice, adequate slicer, super sharp. That's from the factory, of course, you know, super sharp. Oh yeah, I mean this knife just feels great. Yeah, that feels awesome. I like that. But they do feel very, very close as far as the Becker and the Esee there. I don't notice a lot of difference necessarily. Of course, this was a pretty quick usage of it, you know. After using it more long term, then I'll be able to tell you a little bit more about exactly which one feels better. But going back over here again, spine's probably not going to get much off of this, but let's give it a try. Now, as expected, nothing there. So I mean, if it won't scrape this, it's not going to scrape a ferro rod, you know. So not really much point in trying it, because it's not gonna do anything. So back to our little extra tool we carry here, because we don't have a sharp spine. Get our shavings going there. Okay, that'll be enough. And also, of course, wanted to mention that, you know, these videos are not sponsored in any way. You know, I buy these. These are mine. So anything, you know, you're getting from this would be just an honest review of what I think and how I'm feeling it. So let's go ahead and light that off. Well, just for fun, let's oh yeah, that Garberg spine is much better. There we go. yeah, that Garberg spine is much better, and I think the little bit of wind kind of blowing my stuff around, and yeah, of course I could use a different technique, on the strike in, but I kind of like to stay back and shower it. It does make it a little more difficult, so I do kind of like that. But so talking about these three, don't burn me down. Whoa, that's, you can see that fat wood is something, boy. It is highly flammable. We'll just move those out of the way for now. So yeah, those are going to be pretty competitive options on size and capability. Now let's talk about the sheath. So the Mora, of course, comes with your typical plastic Mora sheath. BK-16, it's going to come with a more typical Becker style nylon sheath, in their typical fashion, which in this case, having the extra tool isn't really a problem, because in here I do carry a little Leatherman sidekick, which I can use the saw or the file on either way, and get sparks no problem. So carrying that extra tool with the Becker setup would not be a problem. Molly compatible, belt loop, all that good stuff. Now the Esee by far has the better sheath out of all three of them, in my opinion. And it does also come with the little clip plate that you can mount to this. In this case, I've just mounted a couple of these style clips to where it can actually be worn inside the waistband as more of a EDC style blade, and with the nice round smooth handles, it really lends itself well for that, so there's no rough spots rubbing up against you or any of that, and of course super easy clean draw, pretty ballistic there. So just the best sheath of all, I think. And of course, like I said, that is actually genuine Kydex, not just plastic that's made to look like Kydex. So yeah, that was just kind of a, I don't know, maybe overview and short little bit of usage on those three blades. And I don't know if that might help anybody out or not, but I do like all three of them very well. I do think that probably the Garberg would be more capable out of the box. It was as far as having the sharpened spine and all that. And of course the Garberg does also have the pommel here, which is just as sharp as the spine. So out of the box wise, the Garberg probably is more capable, but I don't know, it's not always about what's more capable. I guess it just depends on how much extras you're wanting to carry and what you would want to go with. But for the cheaper price, the BK-16 is definitely an excellent tool. Great ergonomics, great durability. Appears to hold an edge well, so good to go there. And of course, Esee will never let you down. Really, all three of these companies will never let you down. So yeah, there's kind of my opinions on that. So you've been watching Alpha Omega Survival Supply, and stay tuned for our next video. You guys have a good one.